Hello everyone, I'm Alan B. Welcome to the factory of our company. Our company is the brother company of CATL Sub, which is called Browns. Our factory was founded in 2007. In the first beginning, we produced electrical products. But since 2017, we've been specializing in manufacturing lithium battery. Our factory for the total square meter is around 10,000 square meters, and we are with around 300 workers. So today I will show you around our factory to get a view and to get to know more about the company and our factory. So follow me. Hi, as you can see here, we have a few buildings here. The first building is our canteen, and you can see here we have a playground, and we sometimes play basketball here. So keep going. In the deep inside is our dormitory of our workers, and here we have a building in the middle. It's kind of big, and on the second floor we have our office, our sample showroom, and the workshop of our battery packs and modules processing. Downstairs for the first floor is warehouse, and that building for the first floor is also warehouse, and we stock electrical components here, and our battery packs, modules. Electrical components include like battery cells and cables and the BM system, kind of like that. So we will go over there. And this building is also a main building because on the second floor is the workshop of our battery cell processing. So I will show you around one by one. As you can see, here is one of our warehouse. When CATL's battery cells arrive in our factory, we all stock here in our warehouse. And you can see there are a lot of battery cells here, all are from CATL. So here is the process of the battery cell. We have 4 lines for the first process. For the first process, it's mainly inspection for the internal outlook. And here you can see we will inspect if there's a deformation, if there's a scratch, if there's a crack, or if there's an electrolyte leak, because it's very important. And also we will check if the tap is alright. The electric tap is also very important. So here we will go. After the first process for external inspection, then we go to the second process right here. As here you can see our worker detected the nominal voltage and the internal resistance. If it is qualified or not. If it is qualified, then we put here in the special 24 box, and we will send it to the next process. Here we come to the third process for battery cells processing. Come here. As you can see, in this workshop, we have many machines here, which is mainly to do the accurate test after manual test over there. And here. Based on different capacity, we have different machines to do the test. Here we call this process is capacity splitting, which is to detecting the accurate voltage, the capacity, and the internal resistance. Maybe you heard about one theory, which is called the wood barrel theory, which is to tell the capacity of a wooden barrel is not determined by the longest wooden bar, but the shortest one. So this theory can be applied to numerous situations, so that our battery packs and modules and our solar systems as well. Because one battery pack or one battery module for home system, which is 51.2 volts or 48 volts, which means in one battery pack or module there are 16 battery cells in total. So this pack, for the performance of this battery pack is not determined by the best one battery cell, but for the worst one battery cell, which is we need to do this kind of test. It's an accurate test for charging and discharging for battery cells. For every battery cells, because we got the accurate data here for the capacity, for the voltage, for the internal resistance. And when we get the accurate data, we will mark on every battery cells, and we have all the power data over here. So after the third process, which is the capacity splitting, we have the accurate data for every battery cells. So then we will go to the fourth process, which we call grouping. Why we need to grouping? Yeah. As you can see, one battery pack, for example, it's 48 volts or 51.2 volts, and the capacity is 180 ampere hour for the packs. And you can see the data here. Even it's all 180 ampere hour, but there is still a little bit difference. And also for the data of internal resistance, our standard is no more than 0.4 ohm or 0.3 ohm, but there is still a little bit difference, so we need to group it. Based on wooden barrel theory, so we need to keep the extreme accurate consistency for the whole battery cells to form one battery pack. For the third process of the battery cells, which is splitting capacity, we have all data inside, and we will record into our computer here. After all the process of the battery cells in that workshop, we send the qualified battery cells after grouping. Here, this workshop, as you can see, we make assembly for battery packs and battery modules in this workshop. I'm sorry because it's noon time here, so no workers here because they went to have lunch and maybe have a rest. So I will introduce the procedures mainly one by one. Come here. After the battery cells grouping, we send battery cells here to do the assembling, packing, and for modules as well. Here is the first process, which we call stack strapping. We put like 16 battery cells inside together, and we do the stack strapping. And then we come here, we will put a QR code and stick it on inside the battery packs and the modules. And then when it comes to here, this machine is what we call laser welding, because you know for battery cells, packs, and modules, the welding is very important. And here, you know, many manufacturers and factories use manual laser welding, but our line for processing laser welding is totally automatic with, as you can see, with mechanical arms and computer for monitoring and settings. And it's also one of our advantages for that, because you know, it's not just can make it more efficient, but we can also make the craft is more accurate and better. And after the welding and laser welding, we also have inspection here, because you know, since the welding is very important, so we need to make sure there for the electric powers there's no pseudo welding or like eccentric welding, because it will impact on the discharging and charging performance in the future, surely. Here. And then we come to here. Here is like a semi-finished products test. We do some test, you know, for the communication test and like a BMS test, or the cable connection test, or here. And for this line, this line is mainly for like cables installation inside, and BMS system connection and installation. And after all the process here, it's almost done. So we goes to the next. So after all the packing, assembling done here, and with all test, and it's pretty much for the power assembling processing. And we goes to do the next process, which is we call the aging test. As you can see here, we have several rack batteries here, which is after production, which is all done. And you can see here, it's the display screen and the buttons, terminals, electric powers, and this handle. Right. This one is very popular, and you know, we have an order is under production, which is almost done. And we can see here, we stock some you know, rack battery here, which is we stock here. It's finished, but not the final process, because we are ready to do the aging test, which is also very important. After all our battery packs and modules finished, and after testing, and then we go to another process, which is also very important, which we call the aging test. And here is the aging room here, so come inside. As you can see, we have some machines here. These machines we call the aging machine, which is we do charging and discharging test around and around again, you know, for the whole battery packs and modules. We send behind it, there's like a cable connection here, we wanted to make sure every battery pack set and modules are qualified first for the function, and also all the technical parameter is just as what we showed on the catalog. Like cycle life is more than 6,000 times, and the voltage capacity and the depth of discharge is more than 90%, and pretty much like that.